Today, we've got 10 points in 10 minutes with Alaina Nadig.
All right. So the first point that I want to talk to you guys today about is being vision and mission focused. So what I mean by that is when you're going into your conversations with people, make sure that you have an intention for your conversation and you're always talking about where you're going. And I think that that's really, really powerful when it comes to helping people move through things that they're stuck with and all that kind of stuff. When you're able to be mission focused, it is so much better for your clarity and where you're going. And it helps you stay focused on what the next steps are to get you to where you want to go. So that is number one. Number two, clarity on your core values. So what I mean by that is how clear are you on what you actually want your business to look like and how you want your people to operate? Do your people know what your core values are? Do people around you in your community understand what your core values are? I think that when we're working with our core values and the things that mean the most to us, we're able to maximize our impact absolutely tenfold because we're focusing on the things that we truly care about that make us our best self. So my second point is have clarity on your core values. Next, number three, be uniquely you. Now, that one is a challenge because I think that there's a lot of people out there who try to be like other people. And what I mean when I say be you is it doesn't matter what your quirks are. It doesn't matter what your flaws are or what you did last week, or if you mess something up, you are you. So if you can portray yourself to your audience or your friends or your family or your social media following, for instance, people are going to follow you because you're authentic. People are going to follow you because they want to see you do well. People want to see other people that they can relate to. So I think it's very important to be uniquely you. Next, point number four, understand that your environment impacts your success on a huge scale. Your environment impacts your success. So when you're trying to lose weight, don't have cookies in the house. If you can clean up your environment and keep yourself to a point where you're like, okay, I want to focus on doing my fitness. Do you have your area set up where you can go and do your fitness? Okay, I want to build a business. Do you have an office set up where you can have a Zoom meeting and be comfortable and confident in that environment? It impacts so many different things, including our confidence, the way that we perceive ourselves, the way that we deliver a message. Because if we're in a super messy environment and we're like, oh my goodness, I have to be awesome right now. And then you're sitting there scatterbrained because you're like, I got to do this, then you're not going to be as focused as you can be. So if you clean up your environment first, and I had a post about this on my social media recently, but I was able to clean out my office, redo my bookshelf, right? And really focus on what makes me happy. So your environment impacts success on a big scale. Number five, focus on long-term wealth building. Now, as a financial advisor, I can tell you that there are a lot of people out there that are struggling financially, and that's okay. What matters is that we are focused on what steps we're taking to get us to a long-term wealth plan. We don't have to be wealthy tomorrow, but what are we doing to get ourselves in 5 or 10 or 20 years to the point that we want to be? Okay. Long-term wealth building. Number six, this one I'm going to take a minute on or two and talk about daily habits. So I have a program that I use called the Daily 5. So that is my number 6 tip, is the Daily 5 habits. The first one being read your goals out loud twice a day and say it like you mean it. If you're reading your goals and you're just like blah, 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 it's not going to move you. But if you're focused on really being present in that moment, saying, no, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am free, I have no worries, right? I'm attracting those things to myself because I'm saying it with conviction. So that is the first habit. The second habit is to read 10 pages of a personal development book every day. Now, you're going to have days that you want to read Relentless by Tim Grover, or you're going to have days that you want to read like a Brene Brown book where it's more intellectual, right? And if you can find what works for you, fantastic. But read 10 pages a day, move yourself forward in your personal development. It is very important for your mental health and your growth development journey. The third habit is moving yourself forward towards your goals. So for myself, that's my business goals, but I also add my fitness goals in there as well. So I have a tracker that I'm able to write stuff down, work through, etc. Go from there. Next, accountability. So are you being accountable to somebody? Are you having an accountability partner? Or do you have a tracker, or do you have a journal or something like that that you can hold yourself accountable? Because the things that you track are the things that you're going to grow. And make sure the last habit, number 5 of the last habits of the daily 5, is pre-planning your day. So in advance, making sure that tonight you are ready to go for tomorrow. You know what tomorrow's going to look like. You have your clothes laid out. You know what you're going to do, etc. It's super, super important. And it helps take a lot of stress out of your day. So that is point number 6. Point number 7. This is my favorite. This is for all the haters out there. One of my mentors, Ed Milet, he told me, set yourself on fire and people will come and watch you burn. And what he means by that, do not literally set yourself on fire. Actually, don't do that. He means be you so vibrantly that you shine. And you're that person who is like, wow, people can't look away. So even if they want you to fail, they still want to watch your journey because they hope that you're going to mess up somewhere, or that you're going to get frustrated, or you're going to quit. And then when they watch you and you succeed, you gain a follower forever, right? Because you didn't give up and you stuck to your laurels and you said, okay, this is where we're going and this is what it's going to look like and it's going to be awesome. And you stuck to it. So in a non-literal sentence, that is my point number 7. Just again, that goes back to point number 3 of being uniquely you. But when you stand up and you just say, this is who I am and this is what I'm going for and this is what's going to make me the person that I am, people are going to be there long term. Number 8 is develop a routine around your personal development. So for myself, I read every day, like I told you. I read my goals, I structure my pre-planning, I journal, I track my habits. And trust me, I didn't do that all in the beginning. When I first started my personal development journey, all I did was track my habits, and it held me accountable and gave me a really good baseline to work with when it came to understanding where I was struggling and where I needed improvement. So have a routine around your personal development. Set a target around what number of books you want to read this year, or how many hours of podcasts that you want to listen to, right? It's very structured and disciplined habits that are going to get you to where you want to go. So that is number 8. Number 9, putting yourself out there helps people get to know you. When you're nervous and you're sitting there and watching all these people post on their social media, for example, and you're not putting any content out, how are people supposed to know what you do? If I was to ask people on my social media, do you know what I do? They're going to say, oh, Alaina, you're a podcaster, or, oh yeah, you do that finance thing, right? They know who I am. They know what I stand for because I talk about it all the time, right? So if you're not putting out content and you're not telling people what you're doing, how are they supposed to know what you're doing, right? So make sure that when you're putting yourself out there, you're understanding that it's helping people get to know you and build trust with you on a whole nother level. Because even if you haven't had a conversation with them today, they might be open to a conversation with you down the road because they're following your content. And lastly, number 10, my very favorite point is always add value. And another one of my business coaches, Andy Frisella, he said, add value through the inefficiencies. And the biggest value is in the inefficiencies. So if you're going into your day and you're going to do something, why not do it greatly? Do it to a point where you're adding value and helping people and really going out of your way to make sure that people understand that you care about them and that you want to help them. by doing thank you cards or whatever it is that really makes you stand out to them. So thank you very much. That's my 10 points in 10 minutes.
Okay, Alaina Nadig with 10 points in 10 minutes. Fantastic. I took a lot out of your 10 minutes there. Thank you very much. And you guys out there, look after yourself. Bye.